It's time for the Richard Fowler pre-show, and in this pre-show, we're going to have a conversation about where as you guys already know, we're at the Generation Progress Conference for this show, and we're going to have a conversation about where the LGBT, what's next on the LGBT calendar or horizon now that the DOMA has already been repealed. We're joined by Winnie Stachelberg from the Center for American Progress. Welcome to the show. First time having you.
It is, and it's Winnie like the poo.
Oh, Winnie. Okay.
Winnie, like
Winnie.
It's a nickname.
The Fowler Nation knows I'm horrible at names. It's one of my it's my Achilles heel.
Well, I've got two bad names, Winnie and Stachelberg. So it's all on me.
I love it. So DOMA has been repealed. Prop 8 has been upheld, or now you can now get married in the state of California. What's next?
So let's just sort of set the stage here just for a minute. And I'm so happy to be here. And Generation Progress is just an awesome organization. You're great to be here. I work at the Center for American Progress, which is sort of a think tank, the umbrella organization. What's next for the LGBT community really is with the Supreme Court's kind of stunning historic decision to rule unconstitutional parts of DOMA. And then the Prop 8 decision that you just noted to say people in California get married. So what happens now with married couples is that they will now start to be able to get some federal benefits that were denied to them because of the Defense of Marriage Act, passed in 1996 by this overwhelming majority of Congress, signed into law by President Clinton. So that goes away. It's not repealed as much as the court said it is unconstitutional, violates the Equal Protection Clause. So if you're married in one of the 13 states, now with California and the District of Columbia, you can get federal benefits, and that was what was denied. So what's next with respect to marriage is ensuring that those benefits are actually delivered, and President Obama, who is for marriage equality, just fantastic, has instructed his administration
move as fast as they can to get it all done.
Move it fast as you can. And so those benefits are starting to go. It's not going to be seamless. There'll be some issues. But then what's on the horizon there is there are lots of other states that have passed laws that say that you can't get married if you're same-sex couples. So we'll have to address those. And we'll be working in those states to ensure that there's the freedom to marry there.
I think that's a good question. So that's a great question to ask, and hopefully that you can help sort of debunk, because I think a lot of people, and I'm sort of, as I think about it, having this sort of two worlds in my mind. So in one world, say for example, a couple gets married in New York, right? And they, two guys or two women decide to get married in New York. They then move to a state like Alabama. The question for me, the question sort of becomes equal protection. Isn't the state of Alabama also required to give equal protection under the law?
Well, so there's the perfect example, right? So for the purpose of federal benefits, the question is answered, yes. So Social Security survivor benefits, the state tax, the Windsor case, right? Equal taxes in terms of your federal benefits. The question is Alabama as a state required to provide state-level benefits? And that is now up in the air. It is unclear. It is likely that a place like Alabama or the other states that have constitutional amendments or laws prohibiting same-sex marriage will not allow same-sex couples to receive state benefits. But federal benefits will flow because of the Supreme Court case. So the work in front of the LGBT community and the progressive community more broadly is how to change that, is how to expand the map.
I mean, but I hear that, and I think, expanding the map is exactly how we do and get some of these laws repealed and get these constitutional amendments repealed as well. But I think that question for me, it sort of boggles the mind. So you have equal protection under the law in New York, and you have federal equal protection, but when you go to Alabama or Tennessee, that protection does not exist for you anymore, which is, I think, the overarching problem that I think conservatives are going to have to figure out an answer to, because I think it's going to end up back at the Supreme Court.
That's exactly right. So there will be further court challenges for sure. But just think about it. You're a couple, you get married in New York, as you say. You're a couple, you get married in the District of Columbia, and then you're transferred to another location. What are you, unmarried? I mean, it does. It boggles the mind. It's why sort of marriage equality is so simple and so elegant, and why so many sort of conservatives and libertarians and Republicans actually support the freedom to marry, because it makes sense that this is not a government decision about who you should love and who you should marry.
I love it. I think Al Sharpton said it best when he said we should not be worried about who's sleeping in the bedroom. We need to worry about who's eating in the kitchen. I think that's that
is exactly right.
The best way to put it. Now, I hear that we need to sort of broaden the map, and where are some of the first states that we're going? I think after the Supreme Court decision, the executive director of HRC, said he was going to Utah. But where are the next state battles that we have to deal with, and where can our viewers sort of know and listeners sort of know where we should be looking to, where we should be organizing, where we should be creating action?
Well, that's great. I mean, Illinois is one of the places. There was sort of a failed attempt in the spring of passing a marriage equality bill. I think we'll be back there. There are a number of states. I'm not sure I'd put Utah, Mr. Chad Griffin, top on the list. But look what's happening in the courts in Pennsylvania, where there's now a challenge to the ACLU has filed a challenge against their state constitutional amendment banning same-sex marriage. So the great thing about the LGBT community is they understand that marriage equality, in order to achieve marriage equality, to make it a reality, you need a multi-pronged, multi-strategy effort. And so it's the courts, it's activists, it's organizers, it's state legislation, and ultimately we also need to repeal the Defense of Marriage Act completely to get off the books that sort of really awful law.
I love it. Winnie, thanks so much for being on the Richard Fowler Show. We are now getting ready to join our live syndicated audience. Hey, Fowler Nation. The best thing you can do to support this channel is by clicking that subscribe button. And I got a secret for you. If we get to 1,500 subscribers, we will drop a special behind-the-scenes video just for you, Fowler Nation. That's how much I love you.